Everybody, guess what? We're live this afternoon. I've got Texas Hill, Craig Wayne Boyd, Casey James, and Adam Wakefield. How's it going today, guys?
Good. Fabulous.
Awesome.
I'm a little jealous. I was just telling Craig, I'm very jealous because he's actually joining us from the beach. It's just not fair.
Showing off.
Hey, I needed it for a minute. It's therapy. It's my therapy.
Yeah. Has it been raining there? It rained a little bit on us last week.
No rain at all. It's just been sunny and 95, I think.
Oh, there we go. How did everybody spend 4th of July? Tell us about that.
How did we spend 4th of July?
I was with Craig. You didn't show up.
Oh, that's right. We just got back from a show on the 3rd, and these guys hung out. I was tired.
Adam had enough of us for a couple of days. He's like, I need a Craig and Casey break. So
yeah, I spent it on the couch, honestly, holding my dog because all the fireworks were going off.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah,
Dave's the best.
He's very anxious even when there aren't fireworks. So.
And I think it was Casey and I that were popping the ones that made him scared. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go. You're the responsible ones. There you go. Hey, listen, let's talk about, you guys just formed a new group. This is the first time, I didn't realize this, first time anyone from The Voice or American Idol has formed a group, which I can't believe, right?
I can't. You know what? I actually do believe that because most people that go through those shows have quite a bit of ego. So that's not a hit against people. You need an ego, but a certain amount is allowing of things like a band, and we're just happen to be in that span of time in our lives where it works out.
Yeah. And you, not only that, but you guys are doing a trio, which really in country music, I don't know of any trios. I mean, you could kind of replace Rascal Flatts because they're retiring, right?
That's I'm not gonna argue that. That's
yeah. You never know. Look at Fish; they retired 15 years ago, and they're still doing it. So you can't ever sign them off on them.
That's true. That's true. But they're really, when you think about it, in country music, there aren't that many trios that are not like related. The Gatlin brothers obviously are related. The band Perry. So this is kind of I feel like a unique opportunity for you guys.
Yeah. We're very long span away from each other.
Yeah, and we argue enough. You'd think we were related, so it's fine.
I was gonna say, when I met these guys, I found my long lost brothers. So it is a brotherhood between us all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can kind of see there's you guys kind of favor a little bit. Maybe there's some distance in there somewhere. Have you guys checked it? Anybody related way down the line or something?
Well, if you go far enough back, we're all related.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Well, I mean, either that or we all spontaneously erupted into life. I don't know. That's right. That's a larger conversation than we have time for, I guess.
There we go. That's for another day. We'll talk philosophy another day. Tell us about the name Texas Hill, how you selected that.
Well,
who wants it?
I mean, I guess I could tell it. When I was growing up, my brother had a band that I was in New Hampshire, which is where I was when I grew up, and the band. I was gonna join the band after high school, but I ended up going to college instead because the band broke up the summer after high school. But so everybody was bummed. It was my brother's favorite band. Everybody thought we were going to be like the next Allman Brothers or whatever. And so it ended up breaking up. We always thought it was a cool name. And when we were kind of getting together and trying to talk about names, we wanted a cool name that had a timeless feel to it. You know what I mean? Something that, if somebody saw the name, they'd be like, wait a minute, is that a band now? Or could have been a band from the 70s or something, you know what I mean? So that was kind of the idea. And that was one of the first names I kicked out there. And everybody kind of dug the vibe of it. And it's got a cool story behind it because it was my brother's band. And plus these guys are both from Texas. And I'm not from Texas, but I grew up on the name of my town. The street that I grew up on was called Texas Hill Road. That's where we got the name for the band, when we were in high school. And so I figured it's fitting, kind of pays homage to my brother who's, died about 10, 15 years ago, something like that. It was a while back. But, kind of let him live on a little bit, kind of like his band didn't end up breaking up,
Yeah, I like that. I didn't realize that was the name of the street you grew up on. And then you got the Texas relation there.
Mhm.
Yeah, we spent a long time. I mean, it was literally months and months. And I think anybody that's ever tried to name a band is probably shaking their heads yes right now, because it's not easy. And then you'll find something you like. And of course, there's some band that's got, either really successful, or they had one song that came out in 1930 and they're still active. And, they've got a Facebook page with 4 followers, and you can't take the name. So it's like, it doesn't matter what you do, it's taken. And so we struggled for months and months, and only to come back to the original thing that he had thrown out. And it really was because there was a million reasons always. There's always a million reasons why not to name a band something. And I guarantee you there's so many people that hear the name Texas Hill and they go, oh, you shouldn't name your band that because it's got the name Texas in it. And that's understandable because we want to tour the whole world. But, it really boils down to having a reason to name your band something, like actually having a history like, Adam has, and actually having a history with Texas, as we obviously grew up in Texas, and I love Texas, and it lives in my heart and my soul. So
Yeah.
that's what it boils down to in the end.
Yeah. Craig, what are your thoughts on that?
Everything Casey just said.
Yeah. Okay.
What he said.
All right. That works. That works. You guys have a new song out, Darkest Sky. Tell me about that.
It's a song that I brought to the table. I had heard it out in Muscle Shoals. I'd been out riding with a guy named James LeBlanc, and I was like, hey man, you got some other songs that we might be interested in, because I just was feeling the vibe with him musically. And I was on my way from Muscle Shoals back to Nashville, and I come across Darkest Sky, and I just kept hitting repeat and repeat. I was like, oh man, I got to send this to the boys, because this is just an amazing song. And Casey then immediately related to it, and he was like, man, this is my story. And once we sat down and started singing it, it kind of just morphed itself into what it is now. Yeah,
that's a song that I really love for, a lot of reasons. I had a bad motorcycle wreck years ago, and nearly died, and
Wow.
and just spent a lot of time in recovery. And when I heard that song, I think everybody's got a story, something like that, some hard times that they struggle with in life, and I certainly relate to that, and I know lots of people do. And I gotta throw you on the grill for a second, because Adam is a phenomenal writer, and I think when you have that kind of talent, as I say that, Craig and I both write as well, and I'm very happy with what we do together. But when Adam first heard it, he didn't like it, and I don't know if he didn't like it, but it was kind of like he thought it was a little bit too vague. And I thought, man, that was exactly why I love it. And so we kind of fought about it for about 30 seconds. And to Adam's credit, he's like, well, if you guys love it that much, I'll give it a shot. And as soon as we sang it, he's like, yeah, it does sound good. So we ended up starting to play that song probably about a year ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then of course, months back, the tornadoes hit here in town in Nashville, and destroyed right down the street from my house. Literally I can throw a stone, and everybody we know was affected in some way. And we were like, man, we should just get this song out there. And so we were kind of planning on that. And then of course the epidemic hit. And so it's like, we didn't even have a plan. We just wanted to get the song out there. And that's exactly what we did. We didn't kind of try to make it do anything. We just said, here's the song, world, and hope you enjoy it, and maybe it can bring some peace to some people.
Yeah, I was looking at the video that you guys shot. That was kind of a little bit of a social distance with that, but it seems like it's been really popular. People have really been attached to that and viewing that and loving it.
Yeah, did we even? We might have recorded that before the epidemic hit, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. But I think we recorded some of it. I think was before the pandemic, and then I think some of it was after. Obviously, so I don't know the difference.
It's all running together now, right?
Epiduris pandemic, Chris.
But so I think we had footage from kind of both. We had when we went into the studio and recorded tunes. What's funny is that we got a bunch of content of us, from the studio recording the songs for the EP and all that stuff. But Darkest Sky wasn't one of those songs. We were just recorded that as an acoustic thing for something totally separate. And thankfully, there was somebody there catching some video footage and everything for the. We were doing it for the, what was it,
Leadership music.
Leadership Music Conference folks. And so thankfully they had a bunch of really great footage from that too. So we kind of used footage from that and then from some of the studio stuff that we did. And then we all just at home played our parts and videotaped those too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great song.
During the,
So you kind of hinted at it. There's more music on the way, right?
Oh yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Lots of music coming.
Lots of music coming, even during this quarantine crazy time we're at. And when can we get more music?
Pretty soon, actually. What's the release date of the next?
I think we're putting another song out towards the end of this month. And then I think another song in August. And we're like an EP release somewhere in September time, I would think.
So with this, everybody's trying to do something a little bit different to connect with audiences. Are you guys doing any live streams or drive-in concerts? What's the next for you guys?
I don't know. Well, we had some shows set up, but those are all kind of just going away.
Those are fizzling.
Phones to 2057 at this point. Yeah, we'll do some live stream stuff. I got a couple of cool little ideas. I got to throw past the guys and some funny stuff. I like to do like comedy skits and things like that. So we'll see how that flies. But
does this involve TikTok?
Oh,
I don't know what that is.
As if you couldn't tell, we're big older. TikTok may not be our avenue, but you know what? I was just thinking this. You can tell how old somebody is generally if they don't do a lot of Zooms or like talking to a device by how loud they're talking.
Yeah.
It's
what
like,
did you say? I can't hear you.
what's that?
Or they get really, really close.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess we don't have to scream. I don't know. Yeah.
TikToks. I like the orange ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are great. My favorite, peppermint, the orange peppermint.
My grandma had a TikTok clock. It was nice. The bird came out.
You guys must not have teenagers. See, I have teenagers, so that's why. That's the only reason I knew. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't know.
I have an 8-year-old that thinks he's like 14 already, and I had to pull him off the beach because he was chasing girls. It's like, come on, dude. I'm not ready for this.
Just wait. You're on the edge, man. It's just going to get worse for you.
Oh, and I overheard him. He's like, yeah, my dad won The Voice. I'm like, oh, Lord. He's already figured it out.
You want to go meet my dad?
That's awesome.
Let's talk about the band a little bit. Okay, who's the leader? Who's like the known, like make sure everybody gets everything done, gets all their stuff in a row, ready to go?
It's tough. When it comes to like, did you do your laundry? Did you have your bags packed? It's Craig.
Oh, okay.
Craig.
That's the dad coming out. Hey,
on our screen. Okay, it's Craig. As far as, I think getting the band together, like musically and all that kind of stuff, I do a lot of the heavy lifting as far as, like I kind of found the rhythm section for the group. Craig brought in a great guitar player to play with us. Guy Lean Rudy is really great. But as far as getting the band together, getting them all the materials, I did a lot of that. But honestly, we just once everybody had everything they needed to do, we just all get in a room and start jamming.
Moral support, really.
Yeah. Casey's got the hair products.
Hair products. Yes, that's important. You guys got the long hair going. Yeah, who has the most hair products? That's a good question. Let's find out.
Ooh.
I don't use any.
Oh.
Probably Craig, I would say.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was talking to my buddy today. He was like, hey, send me that song you guys did or whatever. I'm like, it's all over the internet. He's like, send me the link. I'm like, all right, fine. So I sent it to him, and he called me back instantly. I was like, in like 17 seconds. I was like, there's no way you listened to it that long. And he goes, oh, yeah, I just wanted to comment. Who's Hans and Franz singing with you?
Awesome. Hey, tell him I said thanks.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Looking good, man.
That's another good question. Does the band work out together? Do you guys work out?
No, I'm not much of a workout guy.
I'm starting to. That's what I'm trying to, catch up. These are young pups up there. You're down there below me, so I got to keep up.
So does the band have a drink of choice?
I
Texas Hill. I'm thinking maybe bourbon.
I'm a bourbon. I do
Yeah.
like bourbon.
When I'm drinking, it's bourbon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
one night and I stop for like a month, and then I drink for one night and I stop for like a month. It's kind of my
But the day that he drinks, he does drink the same amount that he would in a month.
Yeah.
So it works out.
pretty much how that goes.
I think you should create, I mean, Texas Hill. I mean, I think you should create a band drink. So,
we need a Four Roses label with the Texas Hill edition of it, maybe.
Yes. See, I can see that in your future.
I can tell you the recipe right now. It would be bourbon in a glass with ice and then a splash of water. That's your Texas Hill drink right there.
That works. That works.
That's all we need.
Well, so you said you got new music coming out. Anything else coming up that we can talk about?
I mean, that's pretty much with the stuff that's going on with the pandemic. It throws a lot of hiccups in there for you.
Yeah.
We had a lot of plans that were in place over the next 3 to 4 weeks that have all disappeared yesterday.
The main thing that we're trying to focus on is the music. I mean, because that's going to lead the way, and we're just hoping to get it out there and let it start, doing what it does. I mean, I think that if something's, it's hard to say this, but it's like if something's great, and I do believe what we're doing is really, really amazing. I'm super proud of it in a way that I've not really experienced in a long time when I've worked with other people. And I think that if we get it out there, it'll grow naturally. And that's really it for us. I mean, we have the ability to go out, eventually to go out and play music and put people in seats. And we're thankful for that. And so to a certain extent, really, that's our focus, is just getting the music out there. And that's really it right now. There's really not much else we can do short of online things and I mean, there's so much of that going on right now, and I'm not to say that it shouldn't be, but we've been so busy with trying to accomplish actually recording and getting things moving forward that there hasn't been a bunch of time for that. So maybe there will be in the future. I don't know. And
thankfully, we kind of, all the studio work ended right before the pandemic. So thankfully, we had a whole bunch of sessions of music that we recorded that thankfully can be mixed and mastered and all that stuff, by people separately in their different homes. And, like I can take session files and edit them and then send them off to a guy to mix them, and then he can send it to a guy to master them. And so thankfully we kind of had a whole bunch of work to do right when the pandemic hit, all stuff that we can be doing at home, which is good. And as far as getting the music out, what's nice about the songs is that, they're kind of eclectic, and I feel like they could live in a lot of different places, So as far as genre-wise, whether you want to call it Americana, whether you want to call it country music, whether you want to call it rock and roll, whatever it is that you want to call it, I feel like it kind of hits on a lot of those different things. So what's fun for us is just putting the music out, not worrying about, spending $100,000 on getting a radio guy to pitch it to some specific, genre or thing. It's really just fun for us to just get the songs, put them out there, and see who they resonate with and who they don't.
Yeah, and that's kind of what everybody's doing right now. It's kind of a grassroots thing. Everybody's trying to get their music out.
Yeah,
we love that.
In a better time, we got this crazy new thing called the internet. So, it seems to be working out. It's here to stay, I think.
That's what I heard. If we lose that, we're all in trouble.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that I agree with that. You're talking to the only person in the entire world, I think, that I would, if I could turn it off right now, click, we would be shut down and everybody would have to live in the real world. I don't know what we're
old enough fogies to be like, I remember when there was no internet. I could go do what I wanted to do, and no one knew where I was, what I was doing.
You'd go to a restaurant, people would be talking with each other. It'd be so weird.
Yeah.
It would, yeah. Oh, well, I don't know. Craig, you getting a phone call there? You got somewhere else to be?
Just take talking.
Well, it's great to catch up with you guys. I'm glad it worked out that we could talk to you. I hope we get to see you again next time in person. But we'll see.
Thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it.
All right. Before we go, tell everybody where to find your music and all the info.
For all things Texas Hill, why don't we just go to texashillofficial.com, and right there you can find the links to all of our Facebook, Twitters, YouTubes, and all that fun stuff.
Yes.
All right.
We are starting to populate it.
Yep.
And check out their latest song, Darkest Sky. It's amazing. All right. See you guys soon. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Donna.